Good morning. My name is Ralph Gates with Emerson Swan. Emerson Swan's a manufacturer's representative for HVAC equipment, heating, and plumbing products located in Randolph, Massachusetts. We're here this morning on Saratoga Street in East Boston, Massachusetts to review a higher ductless installation. Joining me is Tim Eaton with Emerson Swan's Applied Product Division and Jason from Better Comfort Systems, the contractor that installed this project. Tim, tell me a little bit about how you got involved in this project.
This project here, we worked with Mark Tarchi from Crossfield Engineering. He decided, after looking at this project, that this would be a good fit for hire. There was a very limited amount of amperage here in this project, so he was unable to do a conventional system, and he was really wanted to go with a ductless system.
You mentioned about 28 systems. Are they all single head? Are they multiple head?
We have multiple heads in the rooms, and the two bedrooms, one bedroom, and also singles in the studios.
Oh, excellent. Jason, I understand you were instrumental in the installation. Do you have any comment on how it went?
Yeah, everything went pretty smooth. These are nice, easy to put in. Running the line sets, hanging the equipment, starting everything up. We got a nice 30 to 40 degree temperature differential. That's what we were aiming for. After we get that, everything has run smooth so far.
That's great. So your line set lengths varied from 20 to 70 feet, I understand, and over 25 feet you added the additional refrigerant, and everything ran fine after that.
Yeah, depending on where the condensers were, we have multiple on the roof as well as on the ground floor. So varying lengths, add the refrigerant, nice and easy, boom boom, and then they started up right away.
That's great. Okay, so now we're back with the building owner and developer, Pat Bonapani of CMD Construction. So Pat, could you tell us a little bit about the nice apartment building you've constructed here?
So we've just received our certificate of occupancy. It was a year-long project. There were 3 other structures that were on the building that got raised sometime in May this year. Prior to that, we sat down with our consultants and came up with design in the mix of the buildings. This is an 18-unit building, 12 studios and 6 one-bedrooms with 10 on-grade parking spots. Through that process, we've run into a couple of glitches. Being in the inner city, venting and amperage were 2 of our biggest hurdles that we had to achieve to get past it. So the first one was a no-brainer, was going with a ductless system. No flues, and we did a common bathroom and kitchen exhaust. The second was amperage. We've only had 400 amps to work with, single phase, and pretty much the only piece of equipment that suited our needs was higher. We sat down with my engineers, and they came up with a scope of work and how the project would suit the need of higher, and it worked. The units are very economical, they're efficient. I was a little leery, being a former electrical contractor, of the heating aspect, being in New England, with those sub-zero temperatures, but besides the snow this winter, it has been pretty frigid, and these units have exceeded all expectations.
Wow, that's fantastic. So overall, from the drawing board to the install, sounds like everything went pretty well for you.
So far, so good. Just gotta get tenants in here now.
Okay. So here we are on the roof overlooking the beautiful skyline of Boston, where a number of the units are installed. Jason, any issues that you ran into or comments on the installation of these units?
No, not really. We have 16 condensers up here serving the 3rd and 4th floors. As you can see, we maintained proper spacing between the units and the proper height off of the ground. We ran all the line sets through one common chase in between the units and one common chase in the hallway. Everything went relatively smooth, no big issues whatsoever.
So here we are at ground level in the alleyway between the 2 buildings, and we have multiple higher condensing units that are servicing the first 2-floor evaporator heads. Jason, I see, again, did a nice quality job here. Any comments on that?
All we had to really do was get them above the ground level specified by hire, and when we ran the line sets individually into each unit, everything worked pretty smoothly.
Excellent. And these here were basically also utilizing the shorter line sets.
Yes.
So you didn't have to top off the charge, so to speak.
Only on 2 of the second floor did we actually have to add any refrigerant. Everything else started up right away.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. So here we are outside of Saratoga Street, and I'd like to thank everybody who participated today. Pat, thank you. You have a beautiful building here. We appreciate your efforts. Jason, thank you, and yourself a Better Comfort System. And Tim, another good job. We're now at the offices of Crossfield Engineering in Groveland, Massachusetts, with President Mark Tachi of Crossfield. Mark, we've had the opportunity to meet with Pat and the Better Comfort Systems people who installed the Saratoga Street project. How did you first get involved with the project?
Pat contacted us through a mutual contractor we had worked with over the years, probably the past 10 years or so. And I had never met Pat before, and he called and said that he had this 18-unit building he was doing in East Boston. It was a tear down, and it was going to be all new construction. And one of the most important things to him was to go in with a system that we could value engineer. That we could meet his budget but still keep everybody happy in the building. He brought up using some sort of ductless heat pumps. They had a model that they had their eye on, and it was another manufacturer, and it was actually twice the cost, almost twice the cost, as the higher system that we ended up using. Everybody was concerned about heat pumps because the history that they have in the cold
Sure.
climates, they don't keep up. And so we went ahead with the professional series, I believe it was, and it wasn't meeting the competitor's product at the lower temperatures. So we decided to just go to the next size unit in the higher, and it was still within Pat's budget. But then we were concerned about the electrical in the building, because this 18-unit condominium building with a garage and common areas only had a 400 amp single phase unit.
Wow.
So if we started making the increasing the tonnage, then naturally we were afraid that we would start increasing the electrical capacity and we'd be over the size of our service.
Yep.
But that didn't happen. So with the competitor's product, they originally had 12s, you know, the 1-tonners.
That's right.
And then what we did was we picked the higher 18,000 MBH, and it was the same amperage
Right.
as the competitor's 12.
Right.
So we didn't increase the overall amperage in the building, and we were able to satisfy the heat load down to 5 degrees.
Right.
And so, and it was still half the cost of the competitor. And now we all know, because we went through this winter, which was an awful winter, that the product performs, and it came in well below budget.
Excellent. Any other issues or complications that you might have found along the way?
No, there were some small glitches here and there regarding wiring
Yeah.
and distances.
Yeah.
And shielded wire versus unshielded.
Exactly, yeah.
But Hire actually sent somebody from New Jersey pretty much right away when Pat was concerned that he was going to have a problem.
That's
And,
excellent.
we had one conference call about it, and by the end of the call, Pat was happy, and I think it was the following week, they sent some people down to help with startup, and I never heard anything after that.
So it looks like the project was a success, and you were able to draw on the superior backup of Hire and also of Emerson Swan, and we look forward to many more projects and helping you out with.
I understand that I'll be starting a new one with Pat over the next few months, so we're looking forward to that too.
It's a deal. Well, thank you very much. We appreciate
Right.
your efforts.
You're welcome, Ralph.
All right.
All right.